Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to the third video I have cast today. I'm supposed to be doing recap videos, but I am kind of doing quite a lot in this video, in today. So I'm kind of, yeah, it feels like I'm doing a lot, but at the same time, not as much. Anyway, the point is, we do have this science being produced. Cryogenic science pack is a massive pain in the butt, but I'm going to give you an overview of this builder base as we're looking at it. We'll get rid of that because we need some pipe because I accidentally screwed that up a little bit. Now, let me talk real quick about the problems we're having with this base. We're definitely having some problems with this base. Yeah. So I've extended the power, so we've now got 6 sets of steam boilers over here, and they're all being fueled by these little solid fuel things that we're making, and we've got 3 different oil processors all feeding into them, making solid fuel. Now the problem is we're not really making a lot of solid fuel. Solid fuel is it's very difficult to make enough solid fuel. You can go over there. Gives me a little bit of space to get this going. Oh, actually, I realized I need a bunch of these heat pipes. Let's make 37, and then we'll finish off the other speed modules. So I'm kind of riding the corner, riding the edge of what I can do. So I used to actually be grabbing solid fuel off the thing, the actually getting it from the whatchamacallit, from the drop, but that turned out to be a very terrible idea because I ran out very quickly because I was only sending 500 over, so that's not good. So I'm trying really hard to get it to the point where it's 100% solid. So basically, we're using a few different resources here. So let me sort of go through the base and how it's working. Actually, let me just double check this. Are you going any faster? You're going a little bit faster. This one is 17.9 per second. So this one is actually going to be a bit slow, because this pump isn't giving it enough. I might have to link it up with another pump or something like that, because this one's giving it 116. This one's giving it 105, so I might have to link this. I might just have to get rid of this pump, because this pump is kind of useless, and then have both of these. How do we do this? Okay, so we got to be talking about it, and at the same time, oil derrick is in the way. Oh well, that sucks. Okay, what we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to. Can we make this happen? What I want to do is loop this around and then go that way. I don't know if I have the room though. I might just have to go the long way around. Like that. And then we'll just shift click, and thankfully it just puts the landfill down as it needs to. Okay, this should work fine. I keep having to cancel these speed modules so I can build other things, but fortunately it'll keep track of the other things that it's building in the middle. Okay, so you just need to go like that. Now we just need a couple of the small ones, the small pipes. Boom, boom. Okay, so you're doing 105 per second. That'll be enough to feed these guys completely. Need to make sure we hook that heat pipe up. Okay, so these guys should be going gangbusters, and then we just need another one. I'm going to put another one in here, and that'll feed both of these and both of these, and then I might drop a speed module just into this one on top of the 2 efficiency modules. And together, that should give us a ton of solid fuel. We need so much solid fuel. So the solid fuel goes right here, feeds up all these steam engines. which so far are doing a pretty good job. Then it goes up here, feeds this heating tower. The problem is I also need it for this process, which I'll talk about in a sec. And I also need to send it over here for this heating tower, because this thing is so far away and it definitely needs a heating tower close to it, because it's very, very hard. Like if we, like this heating tower, everything's going to start to cool down, and it has to be above like 30 degrees for it to open up, which if we don't get this heating tower re-going, then it's going to be in a bit of problems. It's going to be in a bit of problems. Having said that, is it taking all of the solid fuel? I think it is. We might have to go around that a little bit. Oh, this is okay. So we need to now do this to get around that. Okay. And we'll turn that belt a little bit. So yeah, this one gets half of it, and then the other half will go up here. So let's talk about the process. So we got this pump jack, which is taking fluorine, and it's actually full, which is very nice. So it takes the fluorine and it converts it. It takes solid fuel here, plus lithium, fluorine, and ammonia to make the fluoroketone hot. So the ammonia, we already talked about that. You get it from pumping the ammonia out of the ocean. And the lithium, we sort of talked about as well. But basically, you've got this other pump jack. It pumps out lithium brine. And we pump that down here. And then we just shove it in a tank. And we convert the lithium brine plus the ammonia plus holmium plate becomes lithium, which is another solid. So we chuck the lithium over into here to create the fluoroketone, ketone or whatever, and we also smelt it to get the lithium plate. We chuck the hot fluoroketone and we just cool it down. And then we take the cold fluoroketone, the lithium plate, and some ice, and we get some science packs. And you'll notice this one takes in 6 of the cold fluoroketone, and it returns 3 of the hot fluoroketone. So this is a lossy recipe, which is not great. The fusion reactor should be a lossless recipe, which will be awesome. But this one is a lossy one, so we do have to keep making more fluoroketone as we go. Now, so far it's sending up a little bit of solid fuel, but it's probably not going to be enough. Eventually, this one will get a little bit of solid fuel every now and then, which will keep it going a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. So we really need to push it here. Having said that, it's kind of a chicken and the egg, because if we put speed modules against all these things, they run faster and they produce more solid fuel, but they use more electricity, which means we're grabbing more solid fuel to put in these boilers to get the electricity going. So we're generating more solid fuel, but then again, we're using more solid fuel. It's a very dicey sort of situation. So I'm hoping that I put this one in, it'll generate more than it kind of needs. We can put a bunch of solid fuel in these areas. Like I put just 100 in there. And 100, well, that's not what I wanted, 100 in there. And then we could put 100 in there. And that's kind of nice. But that's just a stopgap. Obviously, I want this to be 100% working. Maybe I should just take those out, actually. I'll give it a bit of a boost. So, yeah, I want it to kind of be going off by itself. Having said that, we're not producing a lot of science at the moment. Over the last 10 minutes, we have produced an average of 6 per minute. That's terrible. That's a terrible... I mean, this is 20 seconds to produce 1 science pack. But it has a speed of 2. Okay. So it's been working pretty much full time. So, yeah. 1 every 20 seconds, but that's 1 every 10 minutes. No, 1 every 10 seconds with the double speed. So it's been going pretty fast. This guy is backed up on ice. It's throwing is also throwing its ammonia into this section, and we've also linked this section up to the ammonia tanks up here. Basically, I'm just going to say if there's too much ammonia, then I'll hand clear it. Is going to be my solution. So it's like we said, this is just a setup. Oh God, I gotta get rid of that. Bloody, every time I want to build something, I have to get rid of that bloody speed module. So we're going to put an alarm here. And we probably have to put the alarm close to the tanks. And we're going to say, okay, you got 10k at the moment. So we're going to say if you have more than 24k, go away. Go away. Okay. Turn off the volume, please. And we're just going to do it at that. I actually didn't turn off the volume for all of the other alarms, but I don't think I set them to global either. Whoa, maybe I should double check, because I did set up a bunch of alarms. Maybe I should just check their settings. Okay, turn off the volume. We don't actually want it to be global because it's turned off. So that's probably just going to annoy us when we're on Volcanus. But let me just double check, make sure it's turned off. It's turned off, and coal turned off. Even if it just sounds on the planet, that's still going to be annoying. So yeah, volume off, please. I don't think we set one up for this one because this is just for reducing the electromagnetic plants. Gleba doesn't have any, and I didn't really bother setting up on now these. So, okay, so that's going to tell us when things are going wrong. Did I put my second module in here? I did not. Okay, let's see how that does. It's going pretty decent. So it's power. So we could actually put another speed module in there. So that offsets, because it was the power of this thing was putting it up by a bunch. So even with, so if we get rid of all of these, this is now plus 210% power. So we put 3 in there, and now it's beautiful. So this is plus 110. So we'll get those down a bit. So that should, in terms of power, that's still pretty reasonable. We can still definitely handle it. And these guys should be going absolutely gangbusters. It's actually running out of petrol here. But it's still going reasonably fast. And this one's actually backed up. Oh, because I put so much, I put a bunch of solid fuel in there. So it shouldn't be backing up all that much, but it is kind of. I'm just going to leave this one for there, and then this one outputs directly onto the belt. You could kind of squeeze this one onto this one as well a little bit. So if we take all that solid fuel out, I don't know. It's all very funny, but this one definitely needs a bit more. So once this speed module finishes, I'm going to dump it into this machine, and we'll see how we go. So how is our solid fuel doing? It's a little bit. There's a little bit going out there. It's not really enough, but this is still over 200 degrees, which is still pretty good. How are you doing? You're doing over 240. Or then again, I did dump a whole bunch of stuff in here, but it gets to about an equivalent with the amount of solid fuel that you drop in there. And then this one, it only needs 1 solid fuel to create 50. So I think that's sort of, it's actually backing up. Wow, it's backing up. That's awesome. I do have a little thing that only chucks it in when it's less than 20k, but it's way less than 20k. So yeah, this one's full. Okay, so this thing is going slow as. We might be able to squeeze a speed module into this one, actually, or a beacon or something like that. Because, yeah, this is very, very slow. Oh, I just realized. We might have a problem here. We don't really have a problem, but I'm casting a video and I got to go somewhere in a couple of minutes. So, anyway, we've got this. This is going to be a very quick update video then. So, we've got a thing going, and we've got some science going. I can't believe I forgot that we need to be leaving. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this video up nice and close. We got some science. I'm actually going to go back to Nowvis and start working on the Megabase after this. And we're just going to let this tick along. And at the right time, we're going to grab this science. We're going to go back. We're going to get the fusion reactor unlocked and whatever else we need. And then we're going to switch this base over to producing quantum processors and fusion reactors, and most of all the fusion power cells, which we can produce. We've got everything we need to produce it. So we're just going to start producing that en masse. And yeah, we're going to see that. But we're going to have to worry about that a bit later. For now, it's just about getting the science, but while it's building up the research, I'm going to be going and working on the Megabase. I think it's time to work on the Megabase. So anyway, I thank you very much for watching. 3 update episodes in a day. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later.